Hi, my name is Dave Johansson, and I'm the studio manager of Blossom Hill Crafts Pottery School in Los Gatos, California. This short video is designed to take you on the journey of a pot through our studio, from day one when you throw it until the day you get to take it home. So let's move right on to step one. Step one is throwing the pot. Our teachers are going to show you exactly how to do that. Once your pot has been thrown, you're going to place it on shelves inside of our studio. The shelves look like this and like this. This is a map of our main studio. The shelves are here and here. This will make a lot of sense to you once you're in our studio. Once you've placed a pot on a shelf, you have to put something we call a cookie right next to your pot. A cookie is nothing more than a flattened piece of clay with your initials and your class code written very neatly in them. So if your initials are JP, the piece of clay, the cookie, will have JP. If you're in the Monday 7 class, you'll write M7 on your cookie. Those cookies are very important. They're going to stay with your pot throughout the process, and they're going to let us know that it's your pot. We have over 200 people making pottery in our studio, and keeping track of pots is one of those things that's a constant challenge, and you can really help us out by making neat cookies with good initials in them. Well, your pot is going to sit on that shelf and dry until the leather hard stage. Our staff will come by, and when your pot is leather hard, we will place it on a board and cover it with plastic so that it doesn't get any harder, and it's ready for you for step 2 and day 2, the second lesson of that you receive at Blossom Hill Crafts. So let's move on to step 2. In step 2, you have to first find the pot that's covered in plastic. Those pots are located outside, just outside of our main studio, out the back, and the shelves have white stripes painted on them so you know you're at the right shelf. The shelves are organized by class, so if you're in the Monday 7 class, look for the Monday 7 shelf. If you're in the Tuesday 9 class, look for the Tuesday 9 shelf. Go to that shelf. You'll find your pot covered in plastic with your cookie on top of it. You'll take the pot into the main studio, and your teacher will show you exactly how to trim a foot into the pot. Once that pot has been trimmed, it needs to be placed on a shelf again so that it can completely dry. We place trimmed pots inside the studio on shelves that look just like this. They're green shelves. You're going to know you're at the right pot, at the right shelf, because there'll be a green stripe on the front of the shelf. So let's move to step 3. Step 3 is the bisque firing. And this is pretty straightforward for our students. You're going to find the pot you let dry on the green shelf, and you're going to move it outside to the black shelf. Our staff will find your pot on the black shelf and load it into the bisque kiln so that it gets bisque fired, and then move it into the glaze room so that it's ready for you. So all you need to do in step 3 is take a pot off of the green shelves, which are here, and move them outside to the black shelves that are here. And you'll know you're moving them to the right shelf because there's a black line painted on the shelf. Now let's move on to step 4. Step 4 is glazing your pot. You'll find your bisque pots that are ready for glaze inside of the main studio on the red shelves. Again, you will know you're at the right shelf because there's a red line painted on the shelf. These shelves are organized by the first initial on the bottom of your pot. In other words, if your initials are JP, you will find your pot on the J shelf. So you're going to go to the J shelf and find your pot, and your teacher will show you exactly how to glaze it. There's a lot of different techniques. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure it's a lot to look forward to. Once your pot has been glazed, we're moving to step 5. Step 5 is the glaze firing. You'll place your glazed pots outside on the yellow shelves. They look just like this. You don't have to do anything more. Our staff will take the pots off of the yellow shelves, place them in the glaze kiln, and fire them. Our glaze firings almost always happen on Mondays, and the pots are finished and unloaded from the kilns on Thursday morning. So you will be able to find your finished product on the blue shelves outside of the main studio. Again, these shelves are organized by the first initial on the bottom of your pot. In other words, if your initials are JP, you'll find your pot on the J shelf. We try to get this process done as quickly as possible. We try to get everything fired in the week it's put on the shelf, but it doesn't always happen. Sometimes we get a little backed up and you have to wait a week. This most frequently happens with very flat pots because we can only put a certain number of flat pots in our kiln. It'll only take so many. So that's the journey of a pot from beginning to end. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your teacher or to give us a call here at the studio. Really looking forward to seeing you around the studio, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.